All right, welcome back to the channel. We have come to the end of the year and we have a surprise this year. The 2024 wrap up by Mad Skillz has been released. Now, I know a lot of people are used to, or at least some of the younger heads are used to the Uncle Murder wrap up for the year, but the original is Mad Skillz, and he decided a couple years ago that he was gonna stop doing it. For whatever reason, he decided he was gonna stop doing it, and just suddenly this year he just popped up and dropped one. I don't think he should have stopped personally. It was like, it was his calling card. There is some dispute, like in the beginning, like because I believe in the first year he did a wrap up, and then there's another artist called BK from New York that did a wrap up. And I don't know if they both started at the same time or if it was Skillz that was first and BK did one next year, whatever. But Skillz is the one who's really known for popularizing this or kind of creating this format. That's the idea. And Uncle Murder started only a couple of years ago, and I think it's been several years by now. So his wrap up hasn't come out yet, and to be honest, I've always gravitated towards Skillz' wrap up because, he was the one who began the format. To me, it's a little corny to do it as to take his format and do it. But if he's stopping, and then to keep a tradition going, I think that's cool. So we'll see what Uncle Murders is. But for now, we've got the 2024 wrap up by Mad Skillz, dropped as a surprise. Let's get into it.
Yeah. Oh, you wasn't expecting this. What up, y'all?
Nah, we weren't expecting this.
Skillz, I had a great year. I got nominated for a Grammy this year. Best spoken word poetry album. Yeah.
Okay.
7 number ones.
Your boy Mad Skillz, just a wrap up. Let's go. Come on. I've been going.
Okay. So now I get it. That's probably why. Like this is more adding, a good marketing tactic for him because he's got the 7 Grammy nominations, and just to keep that whole hype going. This is probably what he's doing this for. And I would imagine he probably missed it just a little bit. But this is part of marketing. I can imagine.
Your boy Mad Skillz, just a
Oh,
wrap up.
forgot. Shout out to Mad Skillz for that. He gets his props for that.
Let's go. Come on. I've been going for a minute. Now I'm back with the wrap up. Crazy ass shit. So I'm about to act up. And it starts right now. It's about to go
down.
Vegas to the A. The homie went crazy on that Super Bowl stage. A. And every song was a bop. And y'all came for Jermaine and his lollipop socks.
Wow.
The Olympics.
Wasn't that crazy?
Williams told all y'all business.
Facts.
Club Shay was a vibe. Was Shannon Sharp really fucking on live?
Yup. Now listen. We'll go back a little bit. Shannon, I'm sorry, I don't believe you, bro. I don't believe that it was a mistake. For those that don't know, like Shannon Sharp, there was a live. He was on Instagram Live, and it was apparently getting busy in the background. And he's like, "Oh, it's a mistake. I don't know how to even go on live. It must have been, I accidentally touched it." It takes at least like 3 presses to get live on Instagram. You can't just accidentally fall into live. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. I don't.
Club Shay was a vibe. Was Shannon Sharp really fucking on live? And we don't
Yep.
wanna relive that shit. Damn, we ain't need to hear that shit.
Nope.
Andre 3K gave rap the boot. Y'all so whack, 3 stacks picked up his flute. And Nelly and Ashanti was back in the streets. And Cardi said, you ain't about to offset my piece.
I'll say one thing about the Andre with the flute. I listened to it. It wasn't really my cup of tea. What I didn't like was his comment around that time when he was talking about basically that rap is a young man's game only, and he was talking about, oh, well, what am I gonna rap about? Colonoscopies and things like that. Like I think that's part of was harmful to the culture. Like that idea that it's a young man's game only, and that people that are older heads need to bow out of it. We don't do that in any other music genre. We don't put an age limit on creativity in any other music genre. You know what I'm saying? Look at Cardi. She's looking at me. She know what I'm talking about. And, you know, the Rolling Stones and all of them are out there. And I think that's a corny way of looking at it, just like how we have this rift in hip hop between the younger generation and the older heads about whose music is outdated, whose music is trash, and this and that. And it's kind of part of the reason why I do some of these videos, is to try to bridge that gap, you know, personally, but also as an example. So, and if we think about it, listen, when the year that 3 Stacks said that, you know, we had a lot of people that were over 50 drop powerful albums. And in the last few years, think about it. Nas has dropped recently. Jay had 444 a couple years ago. He was over 50. Eminem just dropped. I believe M's 50, right? Dre and Snoop, I believe. Well, Dre's definitely over 50. I'm not sure what Snoop is. So it's like everybody getting money like that, really, and establishing long-term careers are in their 40s or in their 50s. So that's just corny. You gotta let that go. So upset about that from 3 Stacks. Disappointed. I think he's tried to walk it back. Anyway, let's get back into it.
So y'all about ready? Alright, let's go.
Uh-huh.
This the wrap up 2024. So y'all about ready? Alright, let's go. Bro, this the wrap up 2024. Shout to Shabuzi, Tipsy got love. Shout to Casanat, but we don't know what he does.
Facts.
Black millionaires,
What does Kai Cenat do? Like, does he just get on camera and talk? I feel that.
I'm with that. But the hop tour girl, who the hell did that? Beyonce the queen.
And she rug pulled, well, allegedly a part of a rug pull. I think she's got caught up in a lawsuit right now, which is kind of crazy.
Queen can't doubt that fact. Y'all was in the hood with boots and cowboy hats. The gym proved they the Fallout crew. Dame Dash was
Again.
like, we gon' fall out too. And my Tesla robot gon' have me spoiled. Teach a shiny ass how to make a seafood boil. And I don't wanna hear Pete from Elon Musk. And that D-Way statue.
Me neither.
Come on, bruh.
Yeah, that was whack.
They not like us, cause we just listen and we don't judge. Y'all sat by
Yeah,
him
we do.
cause he wouldn't win. Kamala was like, alright, y'all come tap in.
And y'all did not tap in enough. I'm still salty about that.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show again, but baby, with Meg and Glorilla, and they tried to.
Wait, what was that? Did I miss something? Who was that?
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show again, but baby, with.
Who was that? That's Meg
With Meg and Glorilla.
and Glorilla. I don't know this performance. Anyone knows what's the story about? Does anyone know what the story is about this performance here? Because that's kind of crazy.
And they tried to shoot Trump, but they missed, and we was like, damn, that ear healed up quick.
Facts. Healed up. That's my exact facts.
Did he really? But we couldn't prove it. Speaking of Diddy, he say he ain't do it. He was denying that all day.
It's funny here because, and I'm sorry I keep cutting this out, but it's kind of funny because of the connection between Mad Skillz and Diddy. For a lot of people who don't realize, like, Mad Skillz never really had a hit record on his own, but he ghost wrote. Like, he was the ghost writer for a lot of people in the earlier days. We're talking probably late 90s ish and after. And Diddy, a lot of the hits that Diddy had early on was ghost written by Mad Skillz, or at least several of them. I don't want to say a lot, but several of them.
Woke up and saw Diddy in the hallway. So y'all
Yeah.
about ready? Alright, let's go. Nah, this the wrap up 2024. Y'all about ready? Alright, let's go. Nah, this the wrap up 2024. That video broke my heart. You know how many people this gonna tear apart? That whole situation is sickening.
What
And my
video?
thoughts and prayers are with the victims. But one thing I wanna.
I don't know what video he's talking about there. Talking about that video broke my heart. But is it still Diddy? I don't know. Someone have to put me up on game on that.
And my thoughts and prayers are with the victims.
Oh, is that drama? That drama that was going on? It was going on. I guess they were videos that were released on TikTok or something. I never got into that, so I didn't pay attention. So I think that's what that is, because that kind of looked a little familiar.
Situation is sickening, and my thoughts and prayers are with the victims. But one thing I want to know, what the hell was all the baby oil for? My granny done made that clear. One bottle of baby oil could last 3 years.
Facts.
And breakdancing was a failure. Y'all came for that white girl from Australia.
She deserved it. Listen, I wouldn't say it was a failure, at least in my opinion. I think there's a stain on it for sure, because she made a mockery of it, and she still won't go away. It's very unfortunate. But if we focus on all of the other dancers and the effort that they brought into it, then I think we can have a more positive light. There was a net positive for this. So that, man, what?
I was like, I don't care who wins, as long as one have to sit through this again. Justin got pulled over, he was tipsy. The whole NFL turned to Swifties. I should be more demure, whatever that means. LeBron and his son did something we never seen. And by the summertime, it was real versus fake. And Kendrick came out and ran a number on Drake. And OVO was like, Drizzy, what we gonna do? And he was like, know what? I think we gonna sue Trump.
That was crazy. We never seen that before. Somebody pull a lawsuit over a rap battle. Like, that doesn't help Drake at all. You know what I mean? Like, if you're trying to prove you're not like us doesn't apply to you, this is not the way to do it. You don't drop a lawsuit over a rap beef, over diss tracks. At the same time, I do get the allegations that Kendrick Lamar was sending at Drake are quite serious, and some people were actually upset about that. You don't just drop this, that you touching kids casually like that without any type of proof. Although, there's some videos of Drake a long time ago with that 17-year-old girl on stage and these types of things. So it's like, it seemed like Kendrick Lamar took some questionable videos and some questionable rumors and then ran with it like that. But I get the seriousness of it, but a lawsuit is kind of crazy. This lawsuit is crazy in hip hop. That's no one's done that in hip hop over rap beef.
And OVO was like, Drizzy, what we gonna do? And he was like, know what? I think we gonna sue Trump beat Kamala. That was up next. Clearly, this country got a thing for sex. That's where we crashed out, I guess.
Yep.
Thinks that we out here eating pets?
Yep.
So what does it all mean? It means they still using that scheme that they called the American dream. And my people been here from the start. For 400 years, they've been giving us scraps. And we somehow turn that into art. And you telling us we ain't smart? See, the thing is, it's not even cool until we do it. And when they do what they not supposed to do, we just supposed to be cool and push through it. So shout out to Kamala, because she tried. And I tip my hat to all of those women who didn't get that position, even though they were overqualified. And every day we get more mortified. These are facts. We probably about to see a lot more killing and a lot more villains, because our country applauds that. So if you crash out, just don't crash here, because it's about to be good versus evil. And we lost a lot of good people this past year. So take care of yourselves and each other. It's about to be a wild ride. Y'all put your seatbelts on. Welcome to 2025.
Facts. Who's his two inspirations? Nikki Giovanni, yep. And Clark Kent. Facts. He covered pretty much a lot of the big stuff that happened this past year. I really like the end, which is still more rap, but it was also kind of a spoken word ideal. And he's right. These next couple of years are gonna be crazy, and there are people that have taken up sides, and there's a lot more division coming. There's a lot more chaos coming. And I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. We're going to need hip hop going forward. We're going to need hip hop to cope with what's happening. We're going to need hip hop to keep us up on game. We're going to need hip hop to resist and to push through. We're going to need hip hop to unite. We're going to need that hip hop that we needed when hip hop came about. And I'm not talking about the lyrics, the themes. I'm talking about the culture. I'm talking about the unity that came about because of it. Hip hop has been probably the greatest movement since the civil rights era especially for unity. I'm not saying there's no negativity. I'm not saying that there's no hypocrisy in it. There's no violence in it. There absolutely is. But as far as for the culture and for African Americans in particular, there hasn't been any other movement to combat the racism and discrimination that we've dealt with bigger than hip hop, because it made the white kids in the burbs or the people in various countries overseas, it brought them into our world and made them more familiar with us. So we weren't that other as they may have been for those people. And so when you have a connection with people, you don't have that. You have less of that fear and that mistrust. See, when a lot of the racism and discrimination and all of that is fueled by ignorance and fear of the unknown, and just in general, ignorance of things that you don't know about. When you bring them into the fold, when you have that connection, when they're looking at hip hop heads as their heroes, or the leaders of the music and the culture and the movement that they're a part of, then they're more familiar with you. Then they're less afraid of you. They're less ignorant. They know a little bit more about you, and then that opens things up a little bit. So I think we're gonna need that vehicle to weather the storms coming forward. The question I have is hip hop going to be up to the challenge? Is the hip hop that we've got now going to be up to the challenge of what we need? Because we're going to need people standing up. We're going to need voices. We're going to need people to look through the BS and not just party and dance through it. So that's my little soapbox right there. I heavily believe in hip hop and the culture, and so it's a little bit more serious to me sometimes. Anyway, I appreciate y'all being here, and let me know what you thought about the 2024 wrap up. We'll check out Uncle Murders when his drops. Don't be fooled. I think there's some fake ones out there. He hasn't dropped yet as of this recording, so don't be fooled by any of those. And what are you looking forward to in the new year? Hopefully, do you see anything good coming on the horizon? You feeling hopeful, or you feeling like this is a dystopian time we're in? Do you have any resolutions? Drop all of that stuff in the comment below, and if you have any recommendations or suggestions for what I need to check out, please do me a favor and also leave that comment below. And do me a favor as well, like this video and subscribe to the channel. Y'all didn't get me anything for Christmas, so give me a Christmas gift by subscribing to the channel if you've made it this far. All right, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.